October 20th is Spirit Day, a time to wear purple and take a stand against bullying, especially in the LGBTQ+ community. It's all about raising awareness, showing support, and reminding people that they're not alone. And joining us today to share how the law plays a role in protecting against harassment and discrimination is attorney Micha Star Liberty with Liberty Law. Hi, Micha.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
I'm doing great. Apparently, I need some of your Radiant Star Roasters coffee because my brain is not kicking at full speed today.
We'll ship you some. Don't you worry.
Now, from a legal perspective, what are some of the protections that are already in place to help safeguard people who are at school or maybe even in their workplace?
Yeah, thankfully there are really strong protections, both under federal law and state law. So, for example, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and a recent Supreme Court decision confirms that discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity are actually forms of sex discrimination. That means they're actionable and you can hold someone accountable. It's illegal in the workplace and also illegal in most schools, depending on your state's laws. But these laws are here really to ensure that no one is in fear of losing their job or being harassed at school or work because of who they are and who they choose to love. So the goal really is to create a safe, inclusive environment where everyone can thrive at work and at school.
Now, we often hear from individuals who feel powerless to speak out when they're being targeted, but what steps can someone take if they believe they are experiencing that bullying, harassment, or discrimination?
Yeah, it can be really scary to be receiving all of that uncomfortable behavior, retaliation, discrimination. It's really hard to thrive in an environment where you're subjected to that. The best things you can do for yourself are document everything. So the dates some discrimination happened, the times that you were retaliated against, the witnesses who saw it and heard it, and then make sure you've got all the facts for the specific incidents. This record can make all the difference, whether you want to just try and go to HR or the administration on your own, or you want to go talk to a lawyer and find out what your legal options are. So depending on the setting, it's HR, a supervisor, or school administrators. But the law is really clear. Retaliating for someone who has spoken up about illegal behavior is prohibited. Mm-hmm. So if you're being retaliated against, you need to take steps. You need to let them know. And you can actually be wrong about whether or not you're being discriminated against because of your gender identity. But if they're retaliating, you can still bring that claim.
Wow. So our theme this year is protect the people and not the powerful. But how does this idea connect to your work as an attorney? And what message would you want to share with our friends who may be struggling in silence right now?
Yeah, and that's part of my role as an attorney. It's not just a legal advocate or a courtroom warrior. It's to make sure that people who face this kind of discrimination, retaliation, and harassment have a voice, can express themselves, and don't feel silent, don't feel alone. We're having mental health challenges across this country, and younger folks are feeling discriminated against and retaliated against, and it really impacts their emotional well-being. So we've got to make sure we get them whatever kind of services they need to feel like they can step up and step into their power again.
So if someone at home is listening right now and maybe they need your help, Micha, giving a lift to that voice and helping them speak out, how do they reach out?
libertylaw.com, and the phone number is 510-645-1000. We're here to listen.
Amazing. That information is on the screen. Thank you so much, Micha. It was wonderful to have you today.
Thank you for having me. Great to see you again, Kate.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. We have more Studio 17 right after this.